Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kaalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan, ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big.
All right, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR-FM. TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education. TLE, Learning Area, Automotive Servicing, Beauty Care, Electronics Product Assembly and Servicing, Cookery, Electrical Installation and Maintenance, Dressmaking, Computer System Servicing, mga leksyong pangkabuhayan, edukasyong teknolohikal, mapapakinggan. Dito lang yan sa 106.3 Dance Radio. TLE, Learn and Earn.
Ma'am Dandit and Ma'am Marilyn. Good afternoon sa mga ka-team ko ngayong araw na ito. Good afternoon, Ma'am. Good afternoon din sa ating mga listeners, sa ating mga viewers ngayong araw na ito, at sa lahat ng ating mga head teachers, most especially sa head teacher natin, si Sir sa TLE Learning Area, si Sir Jefferson F. Aguinaldo, and to our Fatherly Chief Education Supervisor, Officer in Charge, Dr. Rodrigo V. Pascua. And of course, good afternoon din sa ating mga supportive parents and to our energetic students. Mga anak, please comment your grade, your section in our comment section. And you can also include your subject teacher in TLE. And shout out din. Shout out sa mga kukaritan ko, Acacia, Banaba, Jumelina, and Nara. Sa aking mga grade 8, Aquamarine, and Ivory, and grade 7, Luna, and Mabini. Ma'am Lee?
Yes, Ma'am Maylin. Good afternoon sa ating mga listeners and viewers. Good afternoon, of course, sa ating mga kasamahan dito. Good afternoon, lalo tigit sa aking mga 10 Molave cookery learners, and syempre advisory class ko ang 10 Molave, and then ganun din sa 10 Mahogany, 10 Tindalo, and 10 Talisay. Good afternoon mga anak, please stay tuned.
Okay, good afternoon everyone.
Dito sa Republika, Tilambo.
Sa mga grade 7, kahit hindi sila kasali ngayon, alam kong may mga nanonood pa rin dyan. Mga 7 Del Pilar, Jacinto, and Lapu-Lapu. And also to 10 Cookery E, yung mga 10 Lawan, Almasiga, yung Tanggile, Yakal, at saka Kamagong. So makinig kayo mabuti mga anak kasi para sa inyo itong i-discuss namin ngayong hapon. And of course, to my advisory class, 10 Tanggile, good afternoon.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon and belated Happy Valentine's Day to all. Pati na rin sa ating mga nandito, Happy Hearts Day po. So, shout out to my grade 7, Aguinaldo and Bonifacio. Wait lang. Shout out to my grade 7 Aguinaldo and grade 7 Bonifacio, grade 8 Beige, Berjanti, and Sian, and of course to my 9 dressmaking, and of course pati na rin sa aking mga 9 Makopa, and of course sa aking mga 20 students na under ng cookery. So this is also for you para maano nyo na rin kung ano yung mga pag-aaralan nyo next year. So hello everyone. Ma'am
Hey,
Lee.
Ma'am Maylin, what are the objectives of our lessons for today?
Yes, Ma'am Lee, as we go through the discussion, our learners are expected to first classify seafood and second, explain the cooking techniques for fish and the cooking methods for fish dishes.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am
Our
Marilyn?
objectives for today are very interesting. For you to fully understand our topic for today, may I suggest that you will prepare and browse your learning activity sheets in Cookery 10, Quarter 2, Week 4, while listening and watching our live discussion. Okay?
That's right, Ma'am Marilyn. Our dear learners, you may also jot down notes while doing that.
So, our dear learners and viewers, you may participate later on to our question and answer portion as well as in our discussion. And if you want to say something, comment section is free for you to drop your comments. Don't forget to use the hashtag Usapang TLE, of course, your name, your grade and section, and your answers. Ma'am Eileen?
Yes, by participating in our live discussion, you will get prizes, mga anak. And also, extra merit from your subject teachers. So you can also mention your subject teacher in your comment. Let us enjoy our lesson for today. And here's our RBI Cookery 10, Quarter 2, Week 4. Stay tuned.
Aralan sa radyo, atid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta't magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education.
TLE Learning Area.
TLE Learning Area.
Automotive Servicing.
Beauty Care.
Electronic Products Assembly and Servicing.
Cookery.
Electrical Installation and Maintenance.
Dressmaking.
Computer System Servicing.
Mga leksyong pangkabuhayan. Edukasyong teknolohikal.
Matutunghayan dito sa
106.3 Dance Radio.
TLE Learning Area.
Technology and Livelihood Education.
Learn and earn.
Good day, everyone. I'm glad to be with you in this 30-minute broadcast. I hope that you will enjoy our interesting topic. Please get your writing materials and learning activity sheets for Quarter 2, Week 4, so we can start our lesson in Cookery 10. The learning activity sheets provide you different activities that will help you become familiar with the topics or lessons about prepare and cook fish dishes. Assistance of your parents, siblings, or relatives are encouraged in answering the learning activity sheets, particularly in the activities where you need to perform tasks. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am!
Let us have a review of our lesson last meeting. What was it all about?
Ma'am, our previous lesson was about presenting vegetable dishes.
Very good! What have you learned from the lesson Present Vegetable Dishes?
Ma'am, we learned about the essential factors of food presentation. we need to be smart in cutting and cooking vegetables. We need to have the ability to perform skills according to required standards and visual sense in food presentation.
Very good. We need to understand the techniques involving balance and arrangement in plating. What else?
Ma'am, we also learned about the classic arrangement in plating.
Can you give one classic arrangement of vegetable dishes?
One classic arrangement is the main item in front, vegetables, starch, and garnish at the rear.
Very good. Who can give one guideline in plating?
Ma'am, one guideline in plating is we need to keep the food off the rim of the plate.
Yes. We must select a plate large enough to hold food without hanging off the edge. What else?
Ma'am, another guideline in plating is we need to make every component count.
Very good. What does this guideline mean?
Ma'am, we must arrange the food attractively and put garnishes to add color in the dish.
Good answer. Garnishes are added not just for color, but sometimes they are added to balance a plate by providing an additional element. I think you are now ready for our next topic in Cookery 10, which is about preparing and cooking fish dishes. As we go on in our discussion, you are expected to, first, classify seafood, and second, explain the cooking techniques for fish and the cooking methods of fish dishes. Are you ready for this?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready and excited to learn this new lesson.
Wow! Indeed, today is an exciting day. Do you know some fishes that can be found in our rivers?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone who can enumerate the least 5 fishes found in our nearby river?
Ma'am, my father always catches fish in our nearby river. So I can enumerate 5. Tilapia, karpa, bunog, balanban, and burasi.
Wow, you got it right. It seems that you always cook fish for your meal. So how do you prepare and cook fish?
Ma'am, I clean first the fishes and cook in low fire.
That's great. You know that cooking technique. And today, you will learn more cooking techniques for fishes.
Wow, we are interested, ma'am.
It is nice to hear that. So let us now begin by defining the word seafood. What is seafood?
Ma'am, seafood is any form of sea life regarded as food by humans, prominently including fish and shellfish.
Yes, you are correct. Seafood is extended to freshwater organism eaten by human. So, all edible aquatic life may be referred to as seafood. What are the classifications of seafood?
Ma'am, the classifications of seafood are fin fish and shellfish.
You are correct. How do they differ?
Ma'am, a fin fish has fins and internal skeleton, while shellfish is an aquatic invertebrate with external shell, but no internal bone structure. It has hard outer shell.
Very good. Fish products are divided into 2 categories. Anyone who can give these 2 categories?
Ma'am, the 2 categories of fish products are saltwater and freshwater fish.
Yes, very good. What are saltwater and freshwater fishes?
Ma'am, saltwater fishes are found in saltwater or are living in the sea. These are the flatfish like sole and drowned fish like cod. Freshwater fishes are those that spend some or all of their lives in freshwater, such as rivers and lakes. Examples are catfish and tilapia.
Absolutely! We will continue our discussion about the classifications of shellfish after a short reminder.
Pangarap? Droga?
Droga? Pangarap?
Pumili ka. Isa lang.
Dahil kapag nagdroga ka,
pangarap mo'y walang halaga.
pamilya, droga,
Droga? Pamilya?
Pumili ka. Isa lang.
dahil kapag nagdroga ka,
kinabukasan ng pamilya'y wasak na.
Buhay? Droga?
Droga? Buhay?
pumili ka, isa lang.
Pero pag nagdroga ka,
Buhay mo parang tinapos mo na.
Huwag gawin ang isang bagay na pagsisisihan.
isang paalala mula sa Doña Aurora National High School at ng himpilang ito.
Kayo'y nakikinig sa TLE Grade 10 kasama si Teacher Catherine S. Kalingana.
I'm back! Let us continue. Do you have any idea about the classifications of shellfish?
Yes, ma'am. We have mollusks and crustaceans. Mollusks are soft sea animals, and crustaceans are animals with shells and jointed legs.
Precisely! Mollusks have different species. Univalves have single shell like snails and abalone. And bivalves have a pair of hinged shells like clams, oysters, and mussels. We have also cephalopods like octopus and squid. Now, who can give example of crustaceans?
Ma'am, examples of crustaceans are shrimps, crabs, and lobsters.
Absolutely correct! We have also what we call echinoderm, like sea cucumbers and sea urchins. If you want to prepare and cook fish dishes, these are also available in the market. Live, whole, drawn, dressed, steaks, fillet, and sticks. Now, are you ready to learn how to cook?
Yes, ma'am!
Very good! How do you determine the doneness of fish when you are cooking?
Ma'am, I usually cook fish at home. I observed that if it is already cooked, the fish just separates into flakes and the flesh becomes opaque.
You are such a smart girl. You are also a keen observer. Yes, you are correct. Another is that if bone is present, the flesh separates from the bone and the bone is no longer pink.
Ma'am, I am now ready and excited to cook fish at home because I have learned the techniques on how to test the doneness of fish.
That is great! There are cooking techniques for lean fish, fat fish, and shellfish. Do you have any idea about the cooking techniques for lean fish?
Ma'am, lean fish may be fried or sautéed to gain palatability from added fat.
You are right! Lean fish has almost no fat, so it easily becomes dry. It is best served with sauces to enhance moistness and richness. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am!
Can you give another cooking techniques for lean fish?
Ma'am, poaching is also suited, and that is a moist heat method.
You are correct. If we broil or bake, fish should be basted with butter or oil. This is a dry heat method. How about the cooking techniques for fat fish?
Ma'am, poaching is also suited for fat fish.
Very good! Broiling and baking are also suited for fat fish. These dry heat methods eliminate excessive oil. The fat in fish enables it to tolerate more heat without becoming dry.
Ma'am, I tried to cook clams at high temperature because I am already hungry. Then I noticed that the clams became tough and rubbery. What made them tough and rubbery, ma'am?
You are such a good observer. If we cook shellfish like clams, mussels, oysters, or shrimps in high temperature, they become tough and rubbery. So cook shellfish and shrimps just enough to heat them thoroughly to keep them juicy and plump. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am!
We are done discussing the techniques in cooking fishes. Now, let us talk about the cooking methods. Cooking methods in culinary arts are divided into two categories. What are they?
The first category is dry heat cooking, and the second category is moist heat cooking method, ma'am.
What are the cooking methods under each category?
Ma'am, examples of dry heat cooking are baking, broiling, sautéing, and frying. And for the moist heat cooking, we have braising, poaching, and steaming.
You are right! We have also simmering method. In cooking fish, there are guidelines to follow. Fat fish are best for baking because they are less likely to dry out. Lean fish may be baked, but care should be taken not to overcook them. Basting with butter or oil helps prevent drying. The baking temperature is 350 degree Fahrenheit to 400 degree Fahrenheit.
Ma'am, is it necessary to serve baked fish with sauce or seasoned batter?
Yes, we serve baked fish with a sauce or seasoned butter to enhance moistness and to improve palatability. Serving with lemon also enhances the taste of the fish. Do you have any question?
Ma'am, why do we need to coat fat fish and lean fish with fat before broiling or grilling?
That's a good question. Yes, fat fish and lean fish should be coated with fat before broiling to reduce drying. Do not forget that overcooking should be avoided. Broiled fish should be served immediately with melted butter or appropriate sauce and garnish. Do you have any idea about sautéing fish?
Ma'am, lean fish are suited in sautéing because of the added fat.
That is right. Fat fish should be sautéed with care so as not to become greasy. Another one, breading the fish with flour or starchy products, it forms a crust that browns attractively. It enhances the flavor and helps hold the fish and prevent from sticking. Handle fish carefully during and after cooking to avoid breaking it. Can you give another method of cooking fish?
Ma'am, poaching and simmering. To poach is to slowly simmer food in liquid until it is cooked.
Very good! Poaching is a gentle and gradual way to cook, fitted for delicate foods such as eggs, fish, and fruits. Poaching allows the protein in the food to cook without losing moisture.
Ma'am, is there any difference between simmering and boiling?
Nice question! Yes, there is. Boiling water is water that is bubbling at 212 degree Fahrenheit. Simmering, on the other hand, is slower than that nice bubbling boil. It is still very hot, ranging from 195 to 211 degree Fahrenheit. But the water in this state is not moving quickly and is not producing as much steam as evaporation. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am!
Very good! We are done with our discussion. We will continue after a short reminder.
Nangangamba baka magka-COVID?
huwag mag-alala. Narito ang mga tips upang makaiwas sa COVID-19.
Una, social distancing. Umiwas muna sa matataong lugar. Huwag lumabas ng bahay kung hindi naman kinakailangan. Kung may distansya, safe ka.
Ikalawa, panatilihing malinis ang katawan.
Ugaliin ang paghugas ng kamay.
Sabon at alkohol are real.
Palakasin ang katawan.
At vitamins ay huwag kalilimutan.
At ikatlo, laging magsuot ng face mask bilang proteksyon laban sa virus. Kung protektado, siguradong sa virus ay negatibo.
Mga kapatid, tips ay tandaan upang COVID-19 ay maiwasan.
Isang paalala mula sa Doña Aurora National High School at ng himpilang ito.
Kayo'y nakikinig sa TLE Grade 10. Kasama si Teacher Catherine S. Kalingana.
It is time to answer the activities found in your learning activity sheets. Turn your activity sheets on page 5, activity labeled Skills Trial. Please read the directions.
Directions. Prepare and present any fish recipe of your choice. Let somebody take a photo or video while you're doing the activity, then submit online. For those who do not have internet access, write a narrative report about the activity on a separate sheet of paper, then submit it during the retrieval of outputs. Note: please wear your complete cooking outfit while doing the activity and observe proper health protocols.
Thank you for reading. You can do your skills trial after this broadcast. Happy working, dear learners, and apply safety measures. Let us have a summary of what we have discussed today. What are the classifications of seafoods?
Ma'am, the classifications of seafood are the finfish and the shellfish.
That is correct. Who can differentiate finfish from shellfish?
Ma'am, finfish are fish with fins and internal skeletons, while shellfish are aquatic invertebrates with external shells but no internal bone structures. They have hard outer shells.
Precisely! How about the two categories of finfish?
Ma'am, we have the saltwater fish and the freshwater fish.
Exactly! How about the classification of shellfish?
Ma'am, the classifications of shellfish are the mollusks and crustaceans.
Very good! Can you give some examples of mollusks and crustaceans?
Ma'am, examples of mollusks are the univalves like snails and abalone, and bivalves like clams, oysters, mussels, and cephalopods like octopus and squid.
Ma'am, examples of crustaceans are shrimps and crabs.
Great answer! You have learned a lot from our lesson today. Fish is very delicate and can be easily overcooked. How would you test the doneness of fish?
Ma'am, here are the signs. First, when the fish just separates into flakes. Second, if bone is present, the flesh separates from the bone, and the bone is no longer pink. And third, when the flesh becomes opaque.
Very good answer! What moist heat method is suited for lean fish?
Ma'am, poaching is the moist heat method suited for lean fish. But when lean fish is broiled or baked, it must be basted with butter and oil to enhance moistness.
You are correct! What dry heat method is suited for fat fish?
Fat fish are well suited for broiling and baking, ma'am. These dry heat methods eliminate excessive oiliness.
Great answer! You have really learned a lot. Now it is time to check your understanding of the lesson by answering the following questions. First question, what are the classifications of seafood?
Ma'am, the classifications of seafood are fin fish and shellfish.
Very good! Next question, what are the techniques and methods of cooking seafood?
Ma'am, cooking methods are divided into two categories. First, the dry heat method, which includes frying, sautéing, baking, broiling, and grilling. And the other method is the moist heat method, which includes poaching, simmering, boiling, and steaming.
You are correct! And lastly, why is it important to follow the techniques and methods of cooking seafood?
It is important to follow the techniques and methods in cooking seafood because methods and techniques are ways to understand the use of food and also the use of kitchen tools along with food safety and the cost of food to make that meal, ma'am.
It is also important to follow cooking techniques and methods of cooking seafood dishes in order to achieve consistent, flavorful results in your cooking, ma'am.
Absolutely! Indeed, we had a wonderful lesson. Continue to enjoy the experience of being the best cook for your family. Do it with love and serve the food with a grateful heart. For your reflection, answer this question briefly and substantially in 2 to 3 sentences on a separate sheet of paper. How does this lesson help you as a member of your family during this time of pandemic?
Ma'am, this lesson is of great help to me because my parents are always out for work. Being the eldest child, I have to prepare and cook food for my siblings. Now that I've learned the different cooking techniques and methods, my siblings will no longer get bored of my fried tilapia.
Very good! I am now fully convinced that you have learned a lot. You may accomplish the task after this broadcast or during your most convenient time. My dear learners, we have just finished another lesson for today. I hope you can apply everything you have learned today. If you have any question, please contact your subject teacher. I would like to acknowledge the teacher behind this RBI lesson, Teacher Mylene C. Mercado, our script writer, Teacher Joy Almadamba, our technical specialist, Teacher Susana B. Dumon, our language editor, Sir Jefferson Aguinaldo, our content editor, and I am Teacher Catherine S. Kalingana, your radio teacher for this hour. Thank you very much and stay tuned for our live discussion.
Dance Radio, silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
Good afternoon po muli sa ating lahat. Before we proceed to our topic, we would like to take this opportunity to thank again the persons behind our RBI in Cookery 10 Quarter 2, Week 4. Thank you so much to our language editor from English Learning Area sa ating script, si Ma'am Susana Dumon, sa ating learning activity sheets, Ma'am Jane Arlene Tapawan, and of course, our content editor, Sir Jefferson F. Aguinaldo. And of course, then kay Ma'am Joy Madamba, our technical specialist. Thank you so much po. So today, we will be discussing about seafoods. So seafoods, any form of sea life regarded as food by humans, prominently including fish and shellfish. The term seafood is extended to freshwater organisms eaten by humans. So all edible aquatic life may be referred to as seafood. Ma'am Lee?
Yes, Ma'am Mylene. I love the seafoods, especially the freshwater organisms, the tilapia, the bunog. I'm fond of eating those types of fishes. How about you, Ma'am Marilyn?
Yes, ma'am. So, there are lots of fishes. Pero po, ang pinakilala lang po sa amin kasi na fish ay tilapia at saka bangus. Tsaka yung galunggong. Yung iba, medyo basta isda na lang po ang pangalan. Okay, so, fish is really healthy and delicious food. Especially if they are fresh. Diba, Ma'am Dandit?
Yes, Ma'am Marilyn. It's really healthy food because fish is a wonderful source of high protein filled with omega-3 fatty acids and vitamins such as D that support our muscles, nerves, and immune system and make our teeth and bones strong. And B2 or the so-called riboflavin, which is important for the growth, development, and function of cells in our body. Kaya napaka-delicious ng fish na yan. Kaya dapat kumain tayo ng fish. Di ba, Ma'am Lee?
Wow na wow, Ma'am Dandit, no? So, very delicious na nga, masustansya na, masarap, very, healthful. Yes, ma'am. So, we will truly enjoy our lesson for today, mga ma'am, and to our dear learners. But before that, let's have a quick review of what we have last week in your learning activity sheets 3 in quarter 2, which is all about presenting vegetable dishes. We discussed about essential factors in food presentation. What are these factors all about, Ma'am Lee?
Yes, Ma'am Marilyn, there are 3 essential factors of food presentation. First is good preparation and cooking techniques. So that means you should be knowledgeable of the different vegetable cuts and the different cooking techniques. Second is the professional skills. So there are standards that must be followed when presenting or plating the different vegetable dishes. Okay, like for example, the combination of colors, the plates used, the arrangement of the different ingredients in the dish. Okay, so that is you should know those different standards. Another one is the visual sense. So we always hear the saying that the eyes eat first. It's very true, isn't it, Ma'am Marilyn? Because when we see the food, yes, our palate is stimulated when we see the food, diba? We can say that this is, by its looks alone, we can say that the food is very delicious, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am Maylene.
Yes, Ma'am Lee, talagang totoo yung sinabi mo, the eyes eat first. So aside from discussing the essential factors or reviewing the essential factors last week 3, we also discuss about the different guidelines in plating. Ma'am Marilyn, meron tayong question dito about the guidelines of plating. Mga anak, you can answer this question by answering it with true or false. So, number 1 question natin, Ma'am Marilyn, about guidelines in plating. Number 1, keep the food off the rim of the plate. True kaya ito o false? Mga anak, please do not forget to write your hashtag usapang TLE, your grade, your section, and the item number, and of course your answer. And also you can include your TLE subject teacher. Comment lang mga anak sa ating comment section. Ma'am Marilyn, Ma'am Dandit, Ma'am Lee, pakitulungan ninyo ako to facilitate kung sino yung mga nakasagot sa ating comment section.
Okay, mga anak, mga 2K10, please answer now or comment now.
True kaya ito or
Is that
false?
True or false?
Pwede
So,
rin sumagot.
kinakailangan din nating yung mga nagko-comment, kinakailangan alamin yung ating hashtag usapang TLE, your grade and section, and of course your answer. So meron tayong nakikita dito, pwedeng palitan yung mga ano nila, gamitin yung tamang mechanics.
So, may nakita na ako dito.
Kaya lang hindi ginamit yung
Okay, so anong nakita mong may tamang sagot na dyan, Ma'am Marlene? Sa akin si Crystal Joy
yes,
Padaong.
siya na yung meron mga nauna kaso hindi naman ginamit
hindi
yung
nila nasunod
ating
yung
mechanics. Okay, so the first correct answer, kasi hindi naman siya yung first pero yung correct answer siya. So si Crystal Joy Padaong from 10 Pindalo. Okay, congratulations. So anong answer? That is true.
Wow, congratulations sa nanalo. Yes, that is true. So one of the guidelines in plating is to keep the food off the rim of the plate. What is this all about, Ma'am Dandit?
Ayan. So in food preparation, particularly in plating, ma'am, we need to select a plate large enough to hold food without hanging off the edge. Okay, so yun na, without hanging off the edge. Kaya ang sagot sa number 1 ay true. Okay, for our number 2 question, which picture shows the correct plating presentation? Is it letter A or letter B? Again, don't forget to write or type hashtag usapang TLE, the item number, your name, your grade and section, and of course, your answer. A ba or B? Ayan. Sino kaya ang susunod na mananalo? Sana naman yung mga hawak ko naman na kukiri.
Meron na naman akong nakita at luckily siya ulit si Crystal Joy Padaong. Wow naman, tignan nga natin. Siya yung nauna pero tignan nga natin kung tama yung kanyang kasagot. Very obvious naman, no? It's very obvious naman na the answer is letter A. Ayan. Letter A. So Crystal Padaong dalawa na siya.
Okay, nakadalawa na siya. Ayan. So, Ma'am Lee, tanong ko, why do we say so that the correct answer is letter A rather than that of letter B?
Okay, Ma'am Dandit, it's very obvious. Plate A is very neat, not overfilled. The amount of food is just enough or exact for the plate. So, we must choose the right size of plate we will be using if we will serve just only for one person or more than one. Again, congratulations, Cristel. She's my student. Wow. Proud teacher.
Nasaan kayo mga students ko dyan?
Advisor po niya si Ma'am Ryan.
Congratulations, Cristel ng Tindalo. Yes, ma'am, true na true yan or correct na correct yung sinabi mo, Ma'am Lee. Let's apply our guidelines that keep the food off the rim of the plate. plating not only apply to vegetables but to all food ready to be served for a meal like, of course, yung topic natin ngayon, seafood. I think we are now ready to start our topic for quarter 2, week 4, titled Prepare and Cook Fish Dishes. May I present again the objectives of our lesson for today. First, classify seafood, and the second, explain the cooking techniques for fish and the cooking methods of fish dishes. We have here a video about some information of fishes. Manonood muna tayo, Ma'am Marilyn.
Wait lang po ha.
Okay, just wait, mga learners.
Wait.
Manood muna tayo.
Hindi yan eh. Ito sir. Okay. Ayan. Mahina lang. Panoorin natin, dear learners, kung anong ibig sabihin, kung anong na-observe natin.
Ano yung nakikita nila dyan sa video na yan?
Type fish we see in the video. Right? Oh, scrap. And
Tapos na ba? Wow! Nakita nyo ba yon? Yung nakita ko, nakita nyo rin? Napanood nyo rin ba yon? Yung mga nagseseksihang mga fish. No? Wow! Such a great information about fishes. Fish are aquatic animals that can live in salt water and fresh water. They are oviparous, meaning they are laying eggs. They breathe through their gills. Since seafood is our topic for today, let us define seafood first. So what is seafood? Seafood is any form of sea life regarded as food by humans, prominently including fish and shellfish. That is according to Maring Wikipedia. Isang marites yan. Let's have an activity. Let's check if we are familiar with the different kinds of fish found in our nearby river. No, meron ba tayong river dito sa Magat River? Ano, Malacopa River ba? Yan ang dyan, ano? Okay. So, kung ano yung mga nasa river na malapit sa inyo. So, let us see the pictures. So, nandito nakapost na yung pictures nyo. Please enumerate at least 3 fishes found in our nearby river. So, don't forget also to use our hashtag Usapang TLE, your grade and section, and then item number and of course your answer. Of course, so yan na, nakikita ninyo dyan, meron kayong mga pwedeng clue. Ako nga dyan, ma'am, ilan lang ang ano dyan, talagang kakilala kong fish dyan.
Pero yung mga malalapit
Yung mga
sa
marami
river,
malapit sa mga ilog.
alam na alam
Oo,
nila
alam
yung
na
mga
alam naman.
laman.
Tsaka yung syempre may mga mangingisda ang mga magulang, no? Alam ang mga pangalan ng mga isda, no? Ano sa palagay nyo? Hindi sa palagay kasi ako dito hindi mapalagay. Ano yung mga isda, no? Magbigay nga kayo ng kahit 3 na pwedeng mahuli. Hindi naman makita, no? Mahuli syempre sa ating
Ma'am Marilyn?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am Marilyn, pwede nga Ilocano ang kanilang sagot, ma'am.
Dahil mga Ilocano tayo, pwede nang kasi sa akin talaga hindi ko alam yung pangalan talaga kahit sabihin mo yan. No? Basta isda. So, yung mga estudyante kayo natin.
Ang isa sa mga gustong-gusto ko dyan, Ma'am Marilyn, Ma'am Dandit, and Ma'am Lee, ang isa sa mga gustong-gusto ko dyan, ito yung may matulis.
Yung una.
Dyan sa may sungo niya, wow, ang sarap niyan.
Nakikita na akong sumagot, sorry kayo.
Meron na naman, siya na naman. Ang galing-galing naman. Pwede pa yung pangalawa ulit.
Napaka-active niya kasi malapit kami sa Magat River. Siyempre naman kilalang-kilala niya yung mga isda na yan.
Sino nakita mo dyan, Ma'am Dandit?
Same
Pwede bang
person.
magbigay tayo ng number? Ma'am Maylin, magbigay ka ng favorite number mo? Yun na nga ang kunin natin yung yung sagot niya. What's your favorite number, Ma'am? 3?
Yes, 3, Ma'am Lee, Ma'am Marilyn, number 3.
Since your favorite number is 3, of course, tignan nga natin kung sino yung pangatlong makakakuha ng tamang isda. Pangalan ng isda.
Paborito ko kasi ang number 3 kasi it means I love you. Kaway-kaway, happy Hearts Day to everyone.
Sinong nauna sa iyo? Ikaw nang tumingin, ma'am. Oo.
Tama ba? Yung nakita ko si Jasmine de la Peña sa akin.
Siya yung pangatlo.
Siya rin ba? Nakita mo dyan?
Ang nauna, si Cristel. Pangalawa, si Lester. Pangatlo, si Ann. Jasmine de la Peña. Okay, congratulations. Ikaw ang pangatlo kasi. Kamagong ulit ito. Kamagong. Sa'yo ulit
Yehey, sa akin ito.
Bakit wala pa yung akin? Wala kasi akong grade 10 pala.
Ayan, nakaisa na rin kami.
Marami pang mga sumasagot dito. So, mabuti pa sila, alam pa nila yung of course I know tilapia, ma'am. Tilapia, bunog, karpa. Buti pa. Alam ko rin yung mga yan.
Baka kasi maglagay ng bangus dyan, ma'am.
Magkakapares pala tayo ng kakilala. Magkakapares pala tayo ng kakilala, oh. Wow. Magkakapares pala tayo ng ulam. Laging inuulam, Okay. So, lahat yun, ma'am. Tilapia, bunog, karpa. Pati yung pagkakasunod-sunod, ma'am, pinakalis talaga yung karpa doon sa hindi ko rin masyadong inuulam mo.
Kasi ako din.
Matinik kasi yata yun, matinik. Pero masarap syempre, of course, yung mga isda natin, lalo pag fresh.
So, congratulations to Jasmine de la Peña. Yung pangatlo kasi ang kinuha naming winner kasi favorite nga
Number.
na number ni Ma'am Maylin ang number 3. Now,
So,
let us reveal some fishes found in our nearby river. Ano ba yung mga yan? Okay, so nandiyan na sa picture. We have tilapia, karpa, paleleng yung pangatlo yung maliliit, that is paleleng. And then we have the bunog or bukto. Ayan, nakikita nyo sa picture. Then we have the balanban, yung may tusok. Diba? That's balanban. And we have also the ayungin o tutot. Tunami pa data. And then we have also the burasi. Ayan. So yan yung mga kadalasang nakikita natin sa ating mga river. Ayan.
How about yung sa fish ponds, ma'am?
Yes.
Yung natin, yung dalag.
Inaalagaan na.
Dalag at hito.
Ano ba yung mga yun?
Okay, yes ma'am, congratulations. Talagang alam na alam ng mga learners natin kung ano yung mga nandyan na examples ng ating mga isda na nakukuha sa ating ilog. Okay, congratulations sa inyo mga anak sa pagsagot sa ating tanong. So, meron tayong trivia. Did you know that there is a fish that we call president fish?
Wow.
Yan yung trivia natin.
Vice President.
Yes, meron. Ito yung tinatawag nating ludong or banak or the Lobe River mullet, and its scientific name is Cestrus plicatylis. So it is a freshwater mullet, and this is the best tasting and most expensive fish dahil sa kakaibang lasa nito at mahal ang presyo, at kapag niluluto, mayroon daw siyang napakabangong aroma, befitting only few personalities. Now dubbed by the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources as the most expensive fish in the Philippines, ranging from 5,000 to 6,000 pesos per kilogram. Wow, ang mahal naman talagang itong isdang ito. So ludong can only be found in Cagayan Valley and some rivers in Cordillera or in Abra. Ma'am Lee, gaano ba kalaki kapag mature na ang ating ludong or tinatawag nating president fish?
May tanong lang ako.
Yan yung picture ng ating ludong, talagang busog na busog.
May tanong lang ako, ma'am. Hindi ka ba makukulong kapag inulam mo itong president fish na to?
Mamamatay, mawawalan na tayo ng president.
Pinakamalaking penalty ang may... Okay, so yes ma'am, a mature ludong measures 12.8 inches or more. So that means it is longer than a foot rule or a ruler.
Haba talaga.
And weighs approximately 2 kilograms.
Wow, bigat.
Yung laki lang na yun, 1 foot lang halimbawa, 2 kilograms ang weight niya, napaka
butsyog.
Ang laki, di ba? Ang bilog niya,
Ang
di ba ma'am?
butsyog niya.
Okay, so, subukan nga natin i-compute. Let us try to compute. If our ludong weighs 2 kilograms and a kilo costs 5,000 pesos, how much will it cost? How much will a 2 kilogram ludong cost? Let's check if our learners are still with us. Do not forget to type hashtag Usapang TLE, your name, section, subject teacher, and answer. Ma'am Marilyn, let us check kung may nakasagot na sa ating is the matinic.
Itignan nga natin. Ang katanungan daw ay...
Pinakamagaling sa kanila sa mathematics.
Ulitin natin. How much is a 2 kilogram ludong cost?
Wow.
Wow, may nakita
Meron na ako nakita.
May nakita ka na dyan?
Meron na rin ako nakita.
Sino nakita mo dyan? Baka pareho.
Ma'am Lee, anong gusto mong number?
Number 2.
Oh, number 2. Wow, number 2. Meron na... Grabe naman, takin mo. May dalawa na kaagad yung nandito. So, ibig sabihin, si number 2, no? Hindi si number 1, kundi si number 2, siyang nanalo. Kung siya si... Nasaan na ako? Si Lester John Lopez. Okay. So, ang sagot niya ay, tama ba yung kanyang kasagutan? 10,000. Tumataginting na 10,000 pesos ang presyo ng ludong. 2 kilograms of ludong. Yung ang 250 na per kilo lang ng Blue Marlin, hindi ko na kaya, mami.
President fish nga, ma'am.
Oo, kaya mahal.
Kaya mahal.
Okay. Grabe sobrang mahal to. Gaano na lang kaya to kasarap? Sino kaya makapag-libre sa atin nito?
Tama na sa akin yung tilapia, ma'am.
Oo nga, parang tilapia nga lang yan, ma'am. No? Baka president ng mga tilapia. Okay, ma'am, the answer is, of course, 10,000 pesos. Okay? Ako na ba na Ayan. So, aside from the trivia kanina, no, meron din akong trivia. Kala mo may trivia din ako. No? So, do you know that the world's smallest food fish is the sinarapan?
Wow, masarap yan.
Sinabi ko na, is the sinarapan. Isda na nga lang, sinarapan pa. Naku, sobra-sobra. The sinarapan was recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records in the Plus the smallest commercially harvested fish. Meron na nun eh, pero meron na palang nakatalo. It is only found in the Philippines. Only in the Philippines. Mga pandak talaga. Endemic to Lake Buhi in Bicol River. It is a type of goby. The sinarapan is characterized by a transparent body which measures 12.5 millimeters. Gano na lang. Kung yung isa kanina, 1 foot, ngayon, 12.5 millimeters. Oh, no, Ma'am Dandit.
That's amazing, Ma'am Marilyn. Here's an interesting fact.
Ayan pala siya.
The sinarapan may be the smallest food fish, but not the smallest fish. O, tandaan. So, ibig sabihin, may mas maliit ka. Ever know. That recognition is given to the dwarf pygmy goby or the pandaka
Pygmy. Yan. Di pa rin pala siya natatalo.
Tabios and is commonly found in the Philippines and Indonesia. Ayan.
Parang napapansin ko lahat yata ng maliliit na sa Philippines.
Kaya nga, kasama lang ang Indonesia.
Yes, Ma'am Dandit. Yes, wag din nating kalimutan na ang ating pambansang isda na milkfish. At pinagbabawal na ngayon mga anak, mga ma'am, ang paghuhuli ngayon ng tinatawag nating dudong. We are now full with this information. Let us now classify seafood. Mag-classify na tayo ng seafood. There are two classification of seafood. Finfish and shellfish. So, finfish muna tayo. Finfish are fishes with fins and internal skeleton. And of course, we have also fish products divided into two categories. Ito yung sinasabi nating saltwater fish and freshwater fish. Saltwater fish is also called marine fish. Fishes that are live in ocean water. Freshwater fishes are those that spend some or all their lives in fresh water, such as rivers and lakes. How about the second classification of seafood, Ma'am Lee?
Okay, the second classification of seafood is shellfish. Okay? With external shells but no internal bone structure. So they are classified into mollusks and crustaceans. Okay, mollusks are soft-bodied invertebrates. So that means they do not have backbones but they have shells. Okay. They are grouped into three. One is the univalve, another is the bivalve, and then the cephalopods. Then, so when we say univalve, uni means one, di ba, Ma'am Marilyn? So they have only one shell or single shell, like yung we have the local ones, the kuhol, di ba, palipit, the ano pa yung mga ano doon? Agurong, yan, okay? Then, we also have the bivalves. Bi means two. That means they have two shells. They have a pair of hinged shells. So, like yung dito na pumapasok yung mga tulya, yan, tahong.
Bildat.
Yun.
Meron ka ba nakakalam na bildat ngayon? Matagal na akong di nakatikim eh.
Okay, so, and then we also have the cephalopods, like the octopus and squid. Okay, another group of shellfishes are the crustaceans. So they are animals with segmented shells and jointed legs. O, ano yung mga may parang hati-hati ang mga legs nila, ang mga katawan nila, di ba? Like for example, the shrimps.
Yes,
mga hipong bukid, di ba? Mga lobsters, sa dagat naman 'yon, okay? Yung
Agatol.
mga alimasag, yung mga alimasag sa dagat, yung mga agatol sa ilog natin, di ba? Irigasyon sa ilog. Okay, so yan ang mga crustaceans. So how about the market forms of shellfish, Ma'am Marilyn?
Yes, meron tayo mga market forms of the mollusks. Like, they are ayan, meron din pala yung mga examples, no? Nakalimutan ko eh, no? Ayan, masarap yung mga yan, okay? So, meron tayo, nabibili natin sila na live in shell, buhay na buhay. Parang yung mga favorite ko na tulya. No? Shock, fresh, or frozen. Yung natanggalan na, natanggal na yung
shell.
Parang yung pada, hindi. Ano na yung tulya na natanggal na sa shell na parang
yung
bagong.
oyster,
yung parang binagong na
Oo.
ano na yun?
Yun na yun.
Unok. And canned. While crustaceans, we can buy also them in live, cooked meat in fresh or frozen too. How about the market forms of finfish, Ma'am Dandy?
Okay, so here are the market forms of fish. For number 1, we have the full or round. So completely intact or cold. Huli pala, pwede ibenta. Full or round. For number 2, drone, the viscera is removed. And for number 3, breast, viscera, scales, head, tail, and fins are removed. And for number 4, we have the steaks. Cross-section slices, each containing a section of backbone. And what else, Ma'am Eileen?
Ma'am Maylene?
Ma'am Eileen, for number 5, ano yung panglima natin?
Yes, Ma'am Dandit, we have also number 5. Ito yung tinatawag nating fillets. Fillets are boneless side of fish with or without skin. Gustong-gusto ko ito, Ma'am Dandit, kasi wala na siyang bones. And of course, for number 6, we have also sticks or trances. Sticks or trances have cross-section, slices of fillets. Fish is very delicate and easily overcooked. Kaya ingat-ingat lang sa pagluto sa sticks or trances natin. And also we have also butterfly the fillets. Both sides of a fish I still join but with bones removed. So during cooking, test of doneness must be observed. So, Ma'am Lee, paano natin ma-determine ang doneness of fish when we are cooking?
Okay, so ma'am, these are the indications or signs of the doneness of fish or the signs that the fish is already cooked. One is the fish just separates into flakes. Okay, so pag humihiwalay na sa para bang nalulusag-lusag na siya, ganon. Okay, that is one. Another one is if bone is present, the flesh separates from the bone and the bone is no longer pink. Siyempre, nag-iba na yung kulay nung yung bone niya. And then the flesh also, di ba? And then the third one, the flesh becomes opaque. So that means usually white na yung flesh niya. Hindi na siya pinkish. And how about the cooking techniques, Ma'am Marilyn? There are also the different methods of cooking the fish. We have the dry heat method and the moist heat method. Okay? The dry heat method includes broiling, baking, grilling, sautéing, pan frying, and deep frying. So that means hindi ka gagamit ng tubig dito. So or moisture. Walang moisture na gagamitin dito or tubig sa pagluluto nito. That's why it's called dry heat method. And then the instead of using water, you may use oil in this dry heat method. And then the moist heat method include poaching, simmering, boiling, and steaming. So that means you will use water or moisture.
How about vinegar?
Vinegar, that is considered as moisture na or liquid. Okay? A liquid pala. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kay Ma'am Maylene?
Yes, Ma'am Lee. Yan ang ating dalawang method of cooking. So, when food cooks in air and fat, that pertains to dry heat method. So, let us determine the different examples you have given, Ma'am Lee, like broiling. Ito yung broiling. This method is used when high dry heat. This method, yung broiling na sinasabi natin is when high dry heat from above and caramelizes and brown surface. Sa grilling method naman natin, usually uses high dry heat from below. So nandito siya sa baba, yung tinatawag nating tuno, mamali, yung tuno grilling. Okay? And also, it caramelize and brown surface. Sa baking naman, na dry heat method, this method cooks evenly in oven to a longer period of time. So oven allows for consistent temperature control natin para mag-bake na okay ang pag-bake ng ating mga isda. Meron pa ba, Ma'am Marilyn? How about sautéing and other dry heat method?
Yes, ma'am. So we have also dry heat method such as sautéing o yung tinatawag nating ginisa or gisa, no? So this method is used in high heat and little oil. Konti lang kasi magigisa lang tayo. Okay? This means to prevent moisture loss. Second is the pan frying method. This is used in medium-high heat which requires more oil than sautéing to prevent moisture loss. While the third, the deep frying, no? Siyempre ito, lubog. This method requires more oil than the pan frying. Kasi nga, from the word itself, deep. Okay? Lubog talaga sa oil yan. Using extremely high temperature and it cooked very quickly and up to until brown in color. So madali lang yan. Kasi nga kumukulo na, sino ba naman ang hindi mag-brown sa kumukulong mantika, no? Maluluto ka agad. But when we use water and steam method, what method is that, Ma'am Dandit?
Yes, Ma'am Marilyn, that is the so-called moist heat method. Sa'yo kasi dry heat yung
Yes.
So it keeps food moist and prevent drying out. So here are some samples of moist heat method. Number 1, we have the steaming. This method uses high heat and fast cooking time because it uses the steam released after water goes past 212 degree Fahrenheit or 100 degree Celsius. So kasali na dito pwedeng i-steam yung tilapia or other kind of isda. So pwedeng i-steam yan. So yung kumukulong tubig, yung usok lang niya, yun yung luluto or siya yung magiging agent para maluto yung isda. Yan, yung steam lang, yung usok from the boiling water. And then, we have another type, boiling. This method uses high heat and food cook submerged in liquid. Ano yung example dito? Yung sinigang natin ng mga isda. Yan. Kasi talagang kailangan ng tubig doon. And liquid is either absorbed by food or discarded when cooking is complete. What about simmering and poaching, Ma'am Lee? Paano naman yun?
Okay, yes, Ma'am Dandit. We have also simmering method. So this method uses medium heat. So small bubbles gently break at the liquid surface. Then this is used to infuse liquid with flavors to the food being cooked. So simmering lang, it has not yet reached its boiling point. So maliliit pa lang yung mga bubbles dun sa kaserola or sa pan na pinaglulutuan natin. So and for poaching method, we use low temperature. This is used for delicate foods like eggs, and the liquid will slowly move but no bubbles form. So sa simmering, sa boiling, malalaking bubbles. Sa simmering, maliliit lang yung mga bubbles. Pero pagdating sa poaching, ma'am, wala nang bubbles. Pero mainit pa rin siya. Mainit pa rin. Okay? Ma'am Maylene?
Yes, Ma'am Lee. So when we cook lean fish, gaya ng tilapia, pwede nating gamitin ang method na poaching, ma'am. Pwede ito. Because poaching is suited for lean fish, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina na tilapia. Lean fish, almost no fat. Wala kasing masyadong fat ito. Pero aside from poaching, pwede rin nating gamitin o iluto ito through grilling o kaya broiling and as well as baking. Pero tandaan natin, no fat ang mga lean fish, so we should be basted with butter or oil. Kasi madali itong madry. It is easily becomes dry and it is best served with sauces to enhance moistness and give richness sa ating isda. Lalong-lalo na kapag lean fish ang mga ito. When we also saute, pag ginamit naman natin ang method na saute method or sauteing and frying, to gain palatability, pwede rin ito, mamli, pwede rin ito. Pwede rin nating isaute o pwede rin nating i-pan-fry ang ating mga isda. Pero kailangan din nating dagdagan ng fats o mantika. How about cooking techniques of fat fish, Ma'am Dandit?
Yes, Ma'am Mylene. Fat fish are those that are high in fats. Kabaliktaran nung lean fish natin. Like salmon, tuna trout, and mackerel. So here's its cooking techniques. The fat in fish enables them to tolerate more heat without becoming dry. Fat fish can be cooked also by poaching. Fat fish are well suited to broiling and baking. The dry heat method eliminate excessive oil kasi nga sabi natin mamantika, so kailangan alisin yung mga sobrang mantika dun sa fish. Large fish or large fat fish like salmon and mackerel may be cooked in fats, but care should be taken to avoid excessive greasiness. Ma'am Marilyn, if you are cooking clams, what is your techniques naman? Paano mo ba niluluto ang mga clams?
Ginugulat ko, ma'am.
Ay!
Pinalkang ba?
Pinalkang.
Okay, pero wala naman tayong mga tulong. Okay, yes, ma'am, Dandit, clams are shellfish, of course, one example. And sinabi ko na kanina, isang one is yung ating tulya. Yung makikita natin dito. And then, of course, kung medyo mas naman is we have the tahong, ano? I just cook it just enough to heat thoroughly to keep it's juicy and plump. Because when you overcook clams, it becomes tough and rubber. Parang munguya ng rubber. Parang yung bildat kahit na just lang makunat na yon. Not only clams, it is also applied in shrimps because shrimps like other shellfish become tough and rubbery too when cooked at high temperature. So, nakita ko nga sa isang na once yung shrimp daw, pag medyo talagang nag-letter o yung na si yung ulo niya at saka yung buntot niya, overcook na yon. So, it must be yung hindi siya parang nag-o na yun overcook na yun. Pag letter C lang, yung ganun lang niya, no? So, yun yung nakita ko. So, yun pala yun, kaya pala siya makunat, no? And when as I serve my cooked dish, I also apply plating design to make my dish attractive. No? Marami naman kahit attractive na hindi ka pa kumakain, busog ka na. I also put edible garnishes suitable for my dish to make it more colorful and it enhance the visual sense of my dish. Ma'am Lee, can you give some examples of garnishes for plating?
Okay, ma'am. There are lots of garnishes or accompaniments used in preparing fish dishes. Like peas, carrots, cucumber, tomatoes, onions, and celery. But I think that depends also on the type or on the type of cooking technique or cooking method used, di ba? When using these different garnishes. Hindi ko mo nabanggit natin yung carrot, pwede na siya sa kung ano-anong cooking technique ng fish dishes.
Pwede rin sa preference ng tao.
Yes,
gusto niyong kainin ba yun? Parang
depende rin.
Para sa hindi sayang.
So, garnishes and garniture, meron ginagamit natin yan, di ba? When we say garnishes kasi, they serve as decoration only, di ba? And when we say garniture, they serve as decoration and at the same time part of the ingredients or part of the dish. Like for example, garniture siguro yung sa halimbawa sa paksiw na bangos.
Sarap naman.
Pwedeng garniture yung onions at saka yung luya, di ba? At saka yung ginger. Pwedeng kasi kinakain mo rin siya, hindi lang pang dekorasyon lang siya, di ba? Although yung garnishes, they are also edible. Pero when we say garniture kasi, part na rin siya as an ingredient of the dish. Okay? So meron yung mga local nating mga garnishes. Ano ba yung mga local nating? Tomatoes, usual na yun, di ba?
Oo, lalo na sa may sinigang ka.
Oo.
Hindi mawawala yan.
Okay, yung onion leaves, di ba? Marami tayo niyan.
Paborito ni Mama Marilyn.
Yes. Paborito ng...
Paborito ko pero kahit hindi kami magkita.
Okay, sige. Okay, so Ma'am Maylin?
Yes, Ma'am Lee, thank you. Oo, marami tayong mga edible garnishes na pwede nating idagdag para maging maganda, kaakit-akit ang ating presentation and as well as sa food plating natin. So, here, tapos na natin, alam na natin yung mga iba't ibang techniques, alam na natin yan. So, bakit kaya importante? Why is it that it is important to follow the techniques and the methods of cooking seafood? Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya importante ito? So, ang isang rason siguro dyan, bakit importante, in order to achieve consistent, flavorful results in our cooking. Yan na ay para maganda, hindi overcook, hindi, of course, hindi ito maging sagi o kaya yung wala na siya. Pero kapag soup, pwede rin. Pero kapag doneness, ang pinag-uusapan sa technique natin, kailangan nating alamin iyon. Okay? So, Ma'am Lee, Ma'am Marilyn, thank you very much. Ma'am Dandit, I hope our learners understood our lesson for today. So, for our question and answer portion, Ma'am Dandit, sa activity number 1 natin, so number 1, activity sa question and answer portion natin, ma'am.
Okay, so ready na naman ang ating mga learners. Alam ko yan, ready na. Sino naman kaya ang mananalo? Okay, so let's proceed with the question and answer portion. So for number 1, ito na yung tanong. What are the classifications of seafood? I repeat, what are the classifications of seafood? So don't forget to type hashtag usapang TLE, your grade and section, of course, your name, the item number ilagay nyo, and your answer. Go, go, go! Sino kaya ang mananalo? Sige, ready na Ma'am Marilyn. Tignan natin sino kaya ang unang makakapag-type or sino ang mananalo.
Meron ako nakikita.
Ay, wala akong makita ngayon.
Meron ako nakikita, hindi ko lang alam kung tama.
Okay, sige. Sino ang wala akong makita.
Sige, yung una ngayon paunahan naman tayo ngayon. Balik tayo sa paunahan. Dapat manalo ka dahil ikaw ang una. Hindi ikaw yung pangalawa, kundi pangatlo. Basta ikaw yung una. Sino ang mauuna makapagbigay ng kasagutan o tamang kasagutan? Okay, go, go, go. Comment now your answers. Nakikita na ako dito kaso medyo meron yatang pagkakaiba.
Okay, sige.
So sabi,
magkita kayo mga anak.
What are the classifications of seafood?
Oo, seafood. Ang tinatanong namin.
Okay, meron ng pangalawa. Pangalawang sumagot. Pero
1 and 2 naman ang nilagay niya, ma'am. Number 1 lang yung tanong ang mga anak. Number 1 lang yun. Sa number 1 lang yung sasagutan ninyo. Number 1.
Can we get this? Ito, ang medyo malapit, si Lester. Since itanong natin yung mga classifications of seafood, sabi niya dito, ivory pala to, ano? Fish and shell. Pwede na ba natin i-consider yun, Ma'am Maylin? Pero kung meron kung yung ano natin, yung tamang hinahanap natin, we have Hillary. Yung una na medyo malapit kasi tinanong naman natin, ang sagot niya is fish and shell. Si Hillary, siya yung nakakuha talaga na fish and shellfish. So bahala ka na, Ma'am Maylin, kung alin ang ano mo doon.
Okay, i-reveal natin ano ba yung tamang sagot.
Ang tamang sagot ay...
Tamang sagot ay finfish and shellfish. Okay, so doon tayo sa nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Si Hillary Bayaka ng Tentalisay.
Again.
Okay, so si Hillary, congratulations Hillary. So tama yung sagot mo sa question number 1. For question number 2, Ma'am Lee.
Okay, for question number 2, how can you prevent fish from drying out? O you write the letter only, mga anak ha. A, boil first. B, coat it with fat. C, steam first. And D, all of the above. I repeat, how can you prevent fish from drying out? A, boil first. B, coat it with fat. C, steam first. And D, all of the above. Okay?
Sino kaya ang mananalo na naman sa question number 2 natin?
Okay, anong mga sagot? Anong sagot? Ang sagot ay kambing. Anong sagot? Marami mga sagot dito.
Okay,
O,
so
diba? Ang sabi nila Ma'am Maylin, paki-ano nga kung ano yung sagot, Ma'am Maylin. Kasi ang mga nakikita ko dito ay D. Is it true ba? Tama ba yung mga sagot nila, Ma'am? At syempre, ang kukunin ulit natin ay ang pinakauna.
Ang tamang sagot dyan, Ma'am Marilyn, ay letter B, coat it with fat. Ma'am Marilyn, letter B.
Naku, walang nakakuha.
Diba kasi usually pagka may all of the above kasi yun.
Usually kasi yan. Alam, pag okay. So,
ayan,
walang nakakuha mga anak. Let's try our number 3 question.
So remember,
Okay, for our number 3 question. Our number 3, why is it important to follow the proper cooking methods and techniques in cooking seafood? Ulitin ko, for number 3 question, why is it important to follow the proper cooking methods and techniques in cooking seafood? Yan ang question number 3 natin, mga anak. Please comment sa ating comment section. Do not forget, #usapang TLE. Then yung item number natin, grade section. Meron na bang sumagot, Ma'am Marilyn, Ma'am Dandiet, Ma'am Lee?
Bali, ano na lang, ganito na lang gawin natin, ma'am. Since medyo ano na tayo sa oras. I-send na lang nila sa inyo yung kanilang kasagutan. Or sa iyo, ma'am. I-send nila sa iyo para kung sino yung makauna.
Yung unang magsisend
una
kay
sa'yo,
Ma'am Maylin.
Okay, yung una magsisend kay Ma'am Maylin. Sino kaya una? O kaya kay Ma'am Lee.
Okay.
No?
Pwede rin sa akin.
Pwede rin.
Pwede rin kay Ma'am Dandit. Pwede rin
Kung
kay
sino
Ma'am
sa
Dandit,
inyo
ma.
ang makakaunang tatlo kayo agad ang makakaano nun. Kasi wala naman kasi akong ano. Ay, pero meron dito nagsagot si Moana. Since meron nang
sige, ma'am.
sumagot, sabi niya,
Ay, meron nang sumagot.
because
Okay, sige.
fish is very delicate and easily overcooked. Tama ba yun, Ma'am Maylin?
Ma'am Marilyn?
Ma'am, sabi niya, ang sagot niya, because fish is very delicate and easily overcooked. Ikaw ang magano kung tatanggapin mo yun, ma'am, na sagot niya.
Okay, sige. Pwede rin yung mga iba, i-open na lang din natin since may nakasagot na, pwede rin magbigay din sila ng sagot sa ating sa aking mga kasama kay Ma'am Lee o kay Mama Dandit. So, to sum up our topic, first, congratulations sa mga sagot, nakipag-participate sa ating activity, sa ating mga viewers. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Today, we discussed about the classifications of seafood. We have finfish and shellfish, the categories of fish products, and that's the saltwater fish and freshwater fish. the classification of shellfish. We have the mollusks and crustaceans, wherein mollusks group into three. We have the univalves, bivalves, and the cephalopods. We have also discussed the market forms of fish and shellfish. And also, we discussed about the different techniques and methods of cooking fish. We hope you've learned a lot from our lesson for today. So it is very important to follow the techniques and the methods in cooking seafood, because methods and techniques are ways to understand the use of food and also the use of kitchen tools, along with food safety and the cost of food to make that meal delicious. And of course, to achieve consistent, flavorful results in our cooking. And of course, mga anak, continue to enjoy the experience of being the best cook for your family. Do it with love and serve it with a grateful heart. And please do not forget nasagutin ang ating tanong, ang tanong posted in our FB page. And for our reflection, how does this lesson help you help you as a member of your family during this time of pandemic? Okay, Mama Lee, Mama Marilyn, and Ma'am Dandit, thank you very much. And as Dory said to Nemo, eto mag-best friend kasi ito, no, si Nemo at saka si Dory. When something is too hard, there is always another way. May announcement pa ba tayo, yes, Ma'am Mali, Ma'am Marilyn, and Ma'am Dandit, para bukas?
Sa ating mga learners sa TLE, ay bukas meron tayong grade 8 sa automotive servicing. Ayan, don't forget, mga grade 8, may RBI tayo bukas for week 4. And that is alas 3 ng hapon magsisimula. And then next week, ayan, sa mga grade 7 learners, next week first period na tayo, magsisimula na tayo ng 8 o'clock to 9:30 para sa RBI.
Goodbye, mga
Okay.
learners.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Kita-kits
Thank
ulit tayo
you.
bukas
Thank you
tayo
very
ulit.
much.
Congratulations.
Livelihood Education, TLE, Learning Area, Automotive Servicing, Beauty Care, Electronics Product Assembly and Servicing, Cookery, Electrical Installation and Maintenance, Dressmaking, Computer System Servicing, mga leksyong pangkabuhayan, edukasyong, teknolohikal, mapapakinggan. Dito lang yan sa 106.3 Dance Radio, TLE, Learn and Earn. Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan. Ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big. Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR FM.